Please no flash photography except for our own staff. So please no flash photography except for our staff. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the entry of our official party? Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2022 Louisiana Wing Summer Encampment Graduation Ceremony. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Tom Morgan, and I will be your MC for this morning's ceremony. Shortly, we'll be hearing a rendition of the national anthem. As a reminder, if you are wearing a military-style uniform, please stand silently at attention. And if you are in civilian clothes, you are encouraged to please stand and put your right hand over your heart. At this time, I ask Captain Andrew Settles to please come forward for the singing of the national anthem. Please rise and remain standing for the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched so gallantly streaming, and the curtain bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say to us that star-spangled banner yet waves, for the land of the
Sevis. And now, for this morning's invocation, Lieutenant John DeGrove.
Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for your blessing upon these cadets during their encampment. You have guided them in their training. You have inspired them with a sense of mission, commitment, and teamwork. Today we celebrate the achievement of their goals. They have worked hard, studied hard, and have endured many trials. And they have experienced your protection in completing their assigned tasks. Thank you, Almighty God, for keeping them safe in your loving arms. Grant them courage to be leaders with integrity, in volunteer service with excellence and respect. May they leave this place with the tools to lead honorably in their community, state, and nation. To the King of all ages, immortal, invisible, the only God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Lieutenant Garris and Captain Sevis. Please be seated. It is now my privilege to introduce this year's encampment commander, Major Larry Morgan.
Parents, cadre, cadets, seniors, on behalf of the Louisiana Wing and the 2022 Louisiana Wing Summer Encampment, I welcome you. Cadets, I want to speak to you first. I promised you in our opening speech on Saturday, which seems like a million years ago right now, that this would be a hard week for you. It would be a challenge. It was our job to give you the tools to rise to that challenge. I think we have proven that you have risen to that challenge, met it head on, and conquered it. So on behalf of all of my cadre and my seniors, congratulations for being here today. Parents, thank you from the bottom of our heart for entrusting us this week with your most prized possession. I know it was as hard for you, probably harder than for them. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. They missed you. We saw tears. Okay. One of the highlights of the week, I believe, in every flight was mail call when they got those emails from home. Okay. And they give them that little push to keep going. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. It was hard. It was a challenging week. Probably the confidence course, the obstacle course, was probably the most challenging activity the entire week. And every single cadet passed that course with flying colors. They could not do it alone. They absolutely had to learn to be in a teamwork. And I cannot be more proud of this group of students that we have this year. Also, I have been blessed with probably in the 7 or 8 encampments that I've done recently, probably one of the most outstanding group of cadre and by far the most outstanding group of seniors that we could have assembled. Again, from the bottom of my heart, seniors, cadre, thank you for your sleepless nights, your hard work, running around wondering how we're going to get this thing done. As many times as I wanted to break and run home, you never let me. I don't thank you for that. You should have let me go. But I do thank you for sticking it out. We didn't leave a man behind. That was our motto from day one. We will leave no man behind, and we did not. Thank you again for an amazing encampment, and I hope to see all of you back next year in a different role. Thank you.
Thank you, Major Morgan. And it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Louisiana Wing Vice Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Todd Sealing.
Good morning, cadets.
Good morning, sir.
morning, seniors.
Good morning, sir.
Outstanding. Good morning, parents. Yep, come on. Yeah. All right, we'll go there. Thank y'all very much. Like I said, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Todd Ciano, the Vice Commander of the wing. Got a phone call Thursday night from the wing commander, Colonel James Viney, saying he couldn't be here. He works for the Sheriff's Department and duty calls, and asked me if I could go in his stead. And I said, absolutely, because that's what you say to the wing commander when they call him. But also I wanted to come. I've been in CAP 34 years. I was not a cadet. I've never been to an encampment. Seeing what I saw today, that will change. I will be here next year. This is amazing. This is an amazing base, amazing group. We will do that. So when in my discussion with Colonel Viney, he told me he wanted to get across 5 messages. Now, I guess I should have coordinated that with maybe Morgan, because pretty much we're going to say some of the same things. How could you not? Number 1, congratulate the cadets. Outstanding job. 67 first-year cadets. That's amazing. And we hope to have 67 second-year cadets next year. 12 advanced. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. 2 from Texas Wing. Incredible. Go back. Spread the word to the wing. We'll take more from Texas. The things y'all did, the team building exercises, the PT, the drill, the leadership events, the obstacle course. I saw pictures of that. The flights and all that. Incredible events, incredible challenges that you overcame. These are things that will carry you forward. Take it back to your squad. Things that will carry you forward in your CAP career. Hopefully, if you transition to a senior, we'll take you there. If you happen to go into the military, better heads up on that. And even private sector. I mean, companies pay big dollars for these team building events, and leaderships and mentoring and all that. So take what you learned here and bring it on back. Number 2, congratulate the senior staff and faculty. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all. Incredible. I'm only here less than half a day. I'm sweating, dying. And I can imagine being here for a week, but I will. Thank y'all very much for giving up your time. Number 3, thank you to the Air Force. I think we have some of the members here. Thank you. This base is incredible. We've heard from many people, from parents, from cadets, from staff. Very accommodating, great liaison between the entities, and we hope to keep this tradition. Very accommodating. Number 4, thank you to the parents. Like I said, thank you for entrusting your kids to us for a week, let them go. Hopefully they'll tell you all about it on the ride home. And number 5, the wing commander said, at that point, attended. They've been here a long enough time. They don't want to hear you talk. Let's get on with the program. Thank you all very much. It's an honor and a privilege to be invited to come up.
Thank you, Colonel Ciano, for those inspiring words. At this time, we're going to play the encampment video. It's going to take just a moment to key up. You can go on the screen, but please enjoy the video. It's kind of a snapshot, or actually a couple thousand snapshots of what your cadets have been going through and experiencing and growing through this past week. So I hope you enjoy the video as much as your cadets enjoyed making it.
I was caught in the middle of a railroad track. On the ground, and I knew there was no turning back. When I raced, then I thought, what could I do? And I knew there was no help from you. Sound of the drums, beating in my heart. The thunder of guns, tore me apart. You've been thunderstruck. Walk down the highway, won't believe it. We hit the town. We're from Texas, yeah, Texas, and we had some fun. We had some games, some big stuff for game of good time. Rock on the roof, play on the floor, yeah, they move on me. I was shaking up the knees. Could have killed me in blues. Yeah, the ladies want to try. You've been thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. Yeah, thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. I was shaking up the knees. Could have killed me in blues. Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. Yeah, thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. Yeah, steady. It's alright. We're doing fine. Yeah, it's alright. We're doing fine. Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck.
with us just one moment, folks. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you to all the cadets for making that fantastic video, for doing everything you've done this week to put those pictures into action and into the video. And special thank you to our PA staff. I know that was exceptionally difficult and a very challenging task to get that video put together. So thank you very much. Big round of applause for our cadets and our PA staff. Okay, and now I'm going to turn it over to our Commandant of Cadets, Captain Cale LeBlanc.
Thank you, Colonel Morgan. Good morning, parents, grandparents, distinguished guests, cadets, and students. Today marks the completion of our 2022 Louisiana Wings Summer Encampment and a massive accomplishment for our graduating cadets. This year's encampment has been filled with days of long marching, unrelenting heat, making up rooms, preparing uniforms for inspection, and fighting through the obstacle course. It's also been filled with unforgettable moments, such as seeing military working dogs subdue suspects, climbing up the control tower, chowing down in the dining facility, and most importantly, flying the WC-130s. During this week, each cadet was challenged to the core and rose to this occasion. I am proud of each and every one of their accomplishments. For some, this challenge was answered easily, and they excelled and thrived with the pressure. For some, however, this week of encampment was the hardest thing they had ever done in their young lives. Many tears were shed for home, and while everything was done to help those cadets in need, each one was still held to the same standard of excellence. I am proud to report that this year, every student completed their encampment training to the finish, even through the standards and expectations that our staff held them to was higher than ever in recent memory. It was an honor and privilege to serve as 2002 Commandant of Cadets, and I hope to see each and every cadet back next year on staff for the advanced training. Cadets, I have one final charge before you leave encampment. I challenge you to continue to live in the ways you learned here in encampment back home at your units. Pass on the standard of customs and courtesies and respect for your officers and parents, correct wear of the uniform, and intense motivation that you learned here. Live the core values each day. Learn from your mistakes. And when times get hard, just remember what we told you here at Keesler Air Force Base. Just give me one more day. I promise that we'll get you through. Now, with all that said, cadets, you know we're not going to leave here without a little motivation. So all cadets and cadre on your feet. Who's that? Me? Who's that? Me? Who's that? Me? For the last time before we get the official announcement. Who's the best?
Okay, and now, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're now going to present the encampment graduation, encampment completion certificates. We're going to do this in a particular order. We'll start with the honor flight and the warrior flight, and then we'll continue with the remaining flights, and then we'll get both cadet and then senior staff their certificates. As a reminder, The way we're going to do this, when you're presented with a certificate or with an award, the Air Force way of doing this is you will approach the presenting officer, you will shake his hand, you will receive your certificate, you will smile to the camera, salute, and you will move on to the next person. There will only be one salute. You'll shake, then take, then salute. You'll move on to the next person, and there will be no further salutes as you move down the receiving line. Shake, take, salute, only one salute. Okay, first of all, here we go. Honor flight for the 2022 Louisiana Wing Summer Encampment is Charlie Flight. Come forward. Cadet Caitlin Rowe. Cadet Isabel Cooper. Cadet Christina Dreit. Cadet Second Lieutenant Giselle Elbashir. Cadet Emmy Elliott. Cadet Janan Ellis. Cadet Chloe Fowler. Cadet Elena Gutierrez. Cadet Master Sergeant Hunter Hayes. Cadet Emily McCain. Cadet Grace Lee Morris. Cadet Esther Nogueras. Cadet Grace Nogueras. Cadet Catherine Price. Cadet Kylie Rodas. Cadet Katie Sheffield. Cadet Aaliyah Snyder. Congratulations, Charlie Flight, Honor Flight for 2022. Warrior Flight for the 2022 Louisiana Wing Summer Encampment is Alpha Flight. Cadet Jordan Adams. Cadet Damon Boutwell. Cadet Joseph Braswell. Cadet Donovan Kristen. Cadet Connor Combs. Cadet Dave DiMatteo. Cadet Second Lieutenant Caleb Dudusat. Cadet Landon Finley. Cadet David Hobson. Cadet Isaac Jolivet. Cadet Aiden Martin. Cadet Caleb Moore. Cadet Mason Moser. Cadet Eli Pellerin. Cadet James Spinks. Cadet Wesley Walker. Cadet Billy Washington. And Flight Sergeant, Cadet Technical Sergeant Riley Zober. And a round of applause for Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight, on your feet, please. Approach the stage. Jorel Baco. Cadet Linus Baggett. Cadet Omar Benitez. Cadet Kason Bickham. Cadet Matthew Kristen. Cadet Joseph Derson. Cadet Jace Ellis. Cadet Cale Kennedy. Flight Sergeant, Cadet Technical Sergeant Michael LeBlanc. Cadet Caleb Myers. Cadet Malachi Pellerin. Cadet Isaiah Pellerin. Cadet Parker Poole. Cadet Elijah Schwennison. Cadet Sebastian Smith. Cadet Jonathan Touchstone. Cadet Paul Tierney. And Flight Commander, Cadet Second Lieutenant Thomas Watkins. Congratulations, Bravo Flight. Delta Flight, on your feet, approach the stage, please. Cadet Levi Baggett. Cadet Braden Ballard. Flight Commander, Cadet Second Lieutenant Colin Cheney. Cadet Aiden Claus. Cadet Bo Dupont. Cadet Daniel Escobar Marquez. We have Cadet Jackson Fountain. Cadet Caden Gardner. Cadet Mason Hayes. Cadet Mason Lawrence. Cadet Elijah Payton. That close to a big promotion. Maybe next year. Cadet James Reed. Flight Sergeant, Cadet Technical Sergeant Seth Russell. Cadet Marion Shank IV. Cadet Connor Mitchell. Excuse me, Connor Mitchell. Cadet Lincoln Shannon. Cadet Leonid Mike. And Cadet Jad Zayada. Congratulations, Delta Flight. And now Echo Flight, our advanced training flight. On your feet and please approach the stage. Cadet Joshua Grove. Cadet Peyton Campo. Cadet Charles Fountain. Cadet Remington Hoffbear. Flight Commander, Cadet First Lieutenant Ezra James. Cadet Andrea Jones. Cadet Xander Jobert. Flight Sergeant, Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Caleb Lee. Cadet Emily Lundy. Cadet Mason Martin. Cadet Christian Muller. Cadet Elijah Turner. Cadet Patrick Wade. And Cadet Ian Walker. Congratulations, Echo Flight. Next will be our cadet cadre. Please rise and come to the stage. Let's try and do this in alphabetical order. This is a team leadership project. You have 10 seconds, begin now. Cadet Captain Jackson Fogelman. Cadet Master Sergeant Branson Gill. Cadet Captain Pamela Henkel. Cadet Captain Seth Harrington. Cadet Technical Sergeant Alexis Jones. Cadet Senior Airman Cameron Laws. Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Alexander Morgan. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Evan Norman. Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Lillian Pittman. Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Abigail Rougeau. Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Willie Sheffield. Cadet Staff Sergeant Alexander Watson. And Cadet Second Lieutenant Eric Watson. And a big round of applause for our cadet cadre. Our senior member cadre. If you're a senior member cadre, please rise and come to the stage. And seniors, for your team leadership problem, you have 5 seconds to organize yourselves.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have failed your team leadership project. Captain Andrew Aceves. Chaplain Captain Larry Bean has departed. However, I still want to recognize him. A big round of applause for him. Second Lieutenant Jeremy Bro. Captain Susan Cox. Major Jennifer Creel. Captain Keith Doty. Senior member Melissa Pittman. It's the new alphabet. Leave no senior member behind. Captain Cale LeBlanc. Flight Officer Jordan Lucido. Captain Joy May. Captain Pamela Morgan. Major Larry Morgan.
Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Morgan.
First Lieutenant Ryan Nelson. Second Lieutenant John Nogueras. Captain Alexander Wren. Captain Sarah Wren.
Come on up.
And last, Second Lieutenant Chanel Stigger, who, by the way, was promoted from senior member to second lieutenant this week. Congratulations, Lieutenant. And now we come to the individual awards. The first award is our Most Improved Cadet. This certificate is presented to the cadet who has most improved in performance during this week's encampment. Cadet Airman First Class, Caitlin Bro. This week's Most Motivated Cadet. This certificate is presented for the cadet who has provided the most motivation during performance of this week's encampment activities. The winner is Cadet Senior Airman Christina Drake. The Cadet Conquerors Award is presented to the cadet who has demonstrated the ability to overcome and inspire fellow cadets at encampment. Cadet Airman First Class, Chloe Fowler. And now we have our individual Encampment Honor Cadet Awards. From the support cadre, our Honor Cadet is Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Abigail Rougeau. Our line cadre honor cadet is Cadet Second Lieutenant Giselle El-Bashir. The Alpha Flight honor cadet is Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Jordan Adams. The Bravo Flight honor cadet is Cadet Airman Malachi Pellerin. The Delta Flight honor cadet is Cadet Airman Mason Lawrence. And finally, the Honor Cadet of the Encampment for the 2022 Louisiana Wing Summer Encampment from Charlie Flight is Cadet Master Sergeant Grace Nogueras. Okay, one last big round of applause for all of our graduates and awardees. Congratulations, very well done. Okay, we'll have a few closing words from our encampment cadet commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Evan Norman.
Morning, cadets.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, please, that was horrible. Good morning, cadets.
Good morning, sir.
There we go. So good morning to the cadets, parents, family, our distinguished guests that are on our live stream as well. This is the first year that I think I've ever known that we actually have a live stream graduation. Congratulations to the PA team. I don't know how y'all pulled it off, somehow did. All right, so today is perhaps the most important day of encampment. Some will say that Saturday, when all of your students walked in, that was the most important day. I beg to differ. Today is the day that your children that watch in this encampment come out as leaders. They come out as the people that are going to replace me next in camp. Cadets, you know my story. You've heard. 8 years ago, I sat in your chair. I know the feelings you feel right now. And here I am, 8 years later, standing in front of you as cadet commander. This week hasn't been easy. In fact, I can confidently say, and Major Morgan, you and I have done a few. This is perhaps the hardest encampment we've ever done. But it's also the most rewarding encampment we've ever done. My 2014 year, y'all have heard it. I hated my basic, cried every year. Cried every day, said I wasn't going to go back. This one, I can say was harder than that. But y'all stood up to the challenge. How many of y'all heard, raise your hands. How many of you heard me say, give me everything you got? What was the next words out of my mouth after I said that? Give me everything more. And I can confidently say y'all did that. My charge to you, don't let it stop here. I see talent in this staff more than what I've seen in the past couple of years. Major Morgan, I think I can confidently say we have the next leaders of this program right in front of us. My last charge to you cadets, and mom, dad in the back, y'all heard me say this all the time. Keep shooting for the moon, cadets, because I guarantee you, even if you miss, you'll come that much closer. Encampment. Give me everything you got. 1, 2, 3.
Now, please welcome back to the podium for his closing remarks, our encampment commander, Major Larry Morgan.
All right, another one in the books. Cadets, one more time, give yourselves a round of applause. Did not think this day would ever come. Seniors, I know you thought this day would ever come. I cannot thank you enough. We do have one more thing that we cannot possibly leave here without recognizing. Staff Sergeant Colton Hunkapiller, front and center, please. As Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Norman said, he and I have worked quite a few encampments together. I've basically served in every position I think is staff as I can, except encampment commander until this year. This is my first year at Keesler Air Force Base for encampment. I was here, you know, as an NCO for the NCO club in the NCO Academy in the Air Force. But this is my first time having to be welcomed by our host. Before I get into exactly what Sergeant Hunkapiller has done for us, this week we had a visit. For us, it's about the highest staff visit we can get, and it was from Lieutenant Colonel Christopher. He is our CAP USAF liaison officer. It is his job to fly around from encampment to encampment. He's active duty Air Force, and his job is to see how the Civil Air Patrol is interacting with the Air Force. And he could not praise Keesler Air Force Base enough. He could not praise the way that this encampment ran. In fact, his parting words to us was that he was going to go back and announce that this was the type of encampment that every other wing, every other region in the United States of America should model themselves after. None of that would have been possible. We can only do our job to the level that we can do. None of that was possible without this man right here. Sergeant Huckabeller has gone way above and beyond to reach out to us to provide everything we needed. He even gave up his time while he was away on leave with his family to answer phone calls, to put out fires when we needed it, when he wasn't here, to physically do it. Everything we could have ever hoped for was done, and then some. And all the encampments I've been to, and I think the ones who have been to a lot, I include Colonel Stern, Peachler Air Force Base is by far the best facility, especially being on an AETC base where we get to live next door to the airmen who were training to go on and guard the wall. And if you didn't know, Sergeant Huckabeller is a MTL, military training leader. It is his job to train and direct those airmen. So their being, their bearing, their well-being is a direct reflection of his leadership. And those of us that have been here this week, especially the 335th, those airmen were outstanding. They were great hosts. They did their job well. They were extremely respectful. I cannot say enough about his great squadron and his great leadership. So on behalf of the Louisiana Wing Civil Air Patrol, we would like to present the certificate of appreciation to Staff Sergeant Colton Huckabeller.
Thank you, Sergeant Huckabeller, and thank you, Major Morgan. Okay, we're almost out of here. Camping is almost over. However, we have a couple of very important announcements before you do depart the fix. Phil's going to explain some of the things. What's most important is that you do not leave, particularly parents, until we have asked you to leave. This is a delicate ballet here that we've got to play, leaving the base, and we need it to all sequence properly. Phil's going to give some words, and then I will dismiss the people at the right times to make this all happen.
All right, what we have to do, the cadets will be dismissed first. You will leave here, walk out to the front. There will be a sign out sheet by flight. Go to your flight, sign out for encampment. You must sign out, or I will strike you down like I did when I got here for signatures. Remember that? I have to have a signature, right? It's set up in the front, sign out. After you sign out, then you may go over to the Levito to get your luggage. But only cadets enter the office space where the luggage is. It is a small room. We can't have everybody in at one time. We're going to limit the number that go in, and then we'll exit out. Parents, if you wait on the outside, once you're dismissed from here, your cadet will meet you with their luggage, and y'all can go home safely. And hopefully we'll enjoy the rest of your summer before going back to school. Does everyone understand? Cadets, you understand?
Yeah!
Thank you. Colonel?
So just to reiterate, cadets will be dismissed. Parents, we ask that you please remain in your seats, okay? That's very important for us to make this process go smoothly. Cadets will be released. You'll go to the back, you will sign out, and then each cadet come back into the theater and personally get your parent to come with you before starting the rest of the procedure that Major announced. Now, for everybody else, if you were billeted in Holbrook Manor,